Hello and welcome to my presentation on monitoring employees' social media activities for ICM 552 DC. My name is Krista Myers. Throughout this presentation, we'll look at a news story from 2013 involving a Georgia bus driver's termination over a post that he made to Facebook. We'll examine the ethical issues involved and apply them to the statement made. Next, we'll discuss any legalities or policies that this statement may have violated. In conclusion, I'll share my views of the situation along with any measures that could have been taken in order for this man to avoid getting fired. According to CBS 46, a student told his bus driver, Johnny Cook, that he was hungry. The student was short 40 cents for school lunch that day and, as a result, was turned away from the lunch line. Johnny shared this story on Facebook while adding, quote, "The next time we have a kid at the register for 40 cents and we can't feed him, please call me. I'll scrape up the money," unquote. Before Johnny knew what had happened, his story went viral overnight. In fact, the next day Johnny was called into a meeting by his superintendent, Brett Stanton, and was given two options: to recant his statement and apologize, or face termination. Johnny ultimately decided that this kid was worth standing up for, and he was fired on the spot. But, there's always three sides to every story. There's side one, side two, and, of course, the truth. Superintendent Brett Stanton made a statement to CBS 46 saying that the incident was thoroughly investigated and that it quite frankly never happened. According to their video surveillance of the day in question, the student had never went through the lunch line, which means that he would have never been offered a bagged lunch for students in a situation that couldn't afford the hot lunch. He refused to discuss any details at all about Johnny's termination, but did in fact state that the district does have a very strict Facebook policy. CBS reached out to the sixth grader's family for comments. Now, they said that everything the bus driver had posted online was in fact true, and this is the boy's official statement. Now, normally I wouldn't put so much text into a slide, but I do want you to read it along with me. On Tuesday, May 21st, I could not eat lunch at school because I did not have lunch money. My parents forgot to give it to me. I owed 40 cents for lunch on Friday. I sat at a table with no lunch while other children ate lunch. I got on Mr. Johnny's bus and he asked me what was wrong with me. I told him I did not get to eat lunch because I did not have any money and the lunchroom lady would not let me charge a lunch. I did not eat lunch at the school that day. No one offered to pay for my lunch and no one offered me a sandwich or a banana or apple. The next day, Dr. Ridley called me to his office and asked me what bus I ride. When I told him Mr. Johnny's bus number, he asked me about lunch. I told him that I got my tray, and because I did not have any money, the lunchroom lady told me to put the tray back and go sit down. Dr. Ridley told me that I would never go hungry again and to go back to class. Now, there's many ethical dilemmas surrounding disciplinary actions that are taken as a result of an employee's social posts, and for this case, these dilemmas fall under ethics of conduct in both duty and consequences. First, let's take a look at the duty ethics. Categorical imperative states that the duty is to be observed in all situations and circumstances. Now, while it was the superintendent's duty to check into this viral post, it was also the bus driver Johnny's duty to bring attention to a child on his bus that went hungry at school that day. Contractarian ethics involve the mutual agreements that were made between the employer and the employee in regards to any social media posts that are made. Coming up, we'll review the district's policy and discuss the nature of this violation. Natural rights ethics refers to the fact that all humans have natural rights, specifically the Second Amendment in terms of freedom of speech. So, was bus driver Johnny's post protected under this law, or was it his right as a human to address this situation? The final ethical dilemma is consequences, specifically utilitarianism. Now, utilitarianism states that an action is right when it maximizes benefits and minimizes negatives. In firing bus driver Johnny, the district minimized benefits by sweeping the situation under the rug rather than addressing the real problem at hand. For bus driver Johnny, he maximized benefits by making the public aware that their kids may or may not eat anything at all when they go to school, not even an apple. Now, let's take a look at the district's so-called strict social media policy. It states that employees who post or contribute any comment or content on social networking sites that causes a substantial disruption to the instructional environment are subject to disciplinary procedures up and including termination. It's obviously even missing a word right there. This policy is largely lacking specifics of any kind, and it's extremely vague in nature. Disruption in general doesn't necessarily imply negativity because it does carry the potential to bring a greater good. In the reading Social Media Free Speech Rights Complicated for Workers by Christy Marone from the USA Today, it states that speech is protected for public employees if it's a matter of public concern. And for public school districts, this constitutes as a matter of public concern. Furthermore, in the NLRB reading of Aggressive Crackdown for Social Media Policies from the National Law Review, the National Labor Relations Board recognizes conversations as being protected as long as they seek to provide mutual support, looking toward group action to encourage the employer to address problems in terms and conditions of employment, not to disparage its product or services or undermine its reputation. Now, I believe bus driver Johnny's intentions were not to disparage the service or its reputation, but rather to bring collective attention and awareness to its misgivings as a way to encourage the employer to address this very real problem. The district's social media policy itself violates this very law by not clearly defining the term substantial disruption adequately. In conclusion, bus driver Johnny did the right thing by posting about this incident online. No child should go hungry at school, ever. He didn't post with the intent to damage the school's reputation, but rather posted out of concern for the child and the services provided. The superintendent did wrong by not clearly defining the terms in the social media policy and ultimately terminating this employee after a thorough investigation that lasted less than 24 hours, mind you. The superintendent has violated many ethical and legal issues. Bus driver Johnny has since gained hundreds of followers in support of a petition for rehire, and he is currently suing the district. I, for one, hope he wins. Thank you.